Welcome students, this is our digital audio module overview. So I'm going to go through the assignments that are required for this module and give you guys kind of a recap on what I want for you to do for each one of these assignments. So the way that you access your content or your online textbooks when you're using Canvas is to locate the modules tab within Canvas, and then you want to locate the name of the module. In this case, it is digital design. And then next, you're going to click on your pages. So you can select the first few pages there, 1 through 3, and that's going to take you to your content in which you have to read so that you can learn the material, number one, and also see your discussions and see your assignments and so forth. So for this module, there are 7 pages that you need to read. So just make sure that you are clicking on everything, that you're reading everything, not only on the content pages, but also in the sidebar. So your content always starts with essential questions and key terms. Make sure that you read through the questions because these are the questions that you need to be able to answer by the end of the module. So for this one, we're looking at how is audio used on the internet? What are some tools that you can use to create audio? What are some file types for audio, such as MP3? What copyright laws affect the use of audio? How can you record audio? So we're going to be recording some audio with different tools in this module, but mainly there's a software called Audacity that you will need to be able to download for this module. Um, How should you speak when you're recording voice clips? That's another essential question. Really pay attention to all of the content and all of the tools that you're going to be using. And the last one there talks about the equipment that is needed for recording audio. So read those essential questions. Also, make sure you read through the key terms. There are several key terms. All you have to do is put your mouse on each one of them and you will be able to read the definition. Now, keep in mind the digital design course has been reduced, so a lot of the assignments you are not required to do. However, I highly recommend that you guys click on every single thing in the content, even if it's an assignment that you don't have to do. Make sure you at least read through the assignment because you may get to the end of the unit and you may have a quiz question that's related to an assignment that's not required. So you still want to make sure you go through every single thing. Also, your projects at the end of the unit, sometimes you have to refer back to something, and that may be an assignment that you skip, but you still have to include it in your final project in some type of way. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're going through the content. All right, so let's look at the creating audio discussion. Now, this is a prime example of an assignment that you have to complete that talks about a previous assignment that you did not have to complete. So as I was stating earlier, just make sure that you are still reading through everything because some of the assignments kind of build on each other, and so you have to refer back. So for this one, it talks about a previous assignment where you had to explore a variety of online tools used for creating audio. So it says, of those tools, select which one you would use for recording the following types of audio, and then explain why you made that choice. So you have different types of audio here. It gives you one type, a sound effect, and then you have speech, podcast, and music recording. So you have to tell me which one of those tools you would use for each one of those and talk about why. So this is your discussion. And remember, when you're doing a discussion, you want to make sure you're writing thorough sentences when you're responding to the original question, and then you have to respond to 2 classmates. So this more newsletter link will take you to more information on the requirements for discussions, but you want to make sure that you're getting full credit. So please make sure that you are writing good sentences. To access your discussion, of course, you're going to select modules and then creating audio discussion, and that's how you access the question where you have to respond. So let's move on to the next assignment. The next assignment is your PSA recording assignment. So for this one, it tells you that PSA is a public service announcement, and it's basically just an advertisement that informs someone about an important topic. So typically PSAs are going to be about smoking or being drug-free, drunk driving, staying in school, or any type of other societal issue. So what you're going to do is you're going to select the PSA topic of your choice, and you're going to create a public service announcement recording that could be played on the radio. You also need to make sure that you write a detailed script that shows word for word what you're going to say in your recording. So you want to write that script first. Then you're going to select a software to use to record your PSA. You want to make sure that you follow all the tips that you've learned throughout the content as you were reading. So please remember, what you learned and use those tips when you're preparing for your recording. So when you record, of course, if you mess up, you can just simply start over. Do not edit your recording because we're going to be editing a little bit later. Okay, so don't do any edits to it. Your PSA should be at least 20 seconds. And not only are you going to submit the recording, but you're going to also submit your script to the Dropbox. So to locate the Dropbox, you're going to go to modules and go to the digital audio module, of course, and locate the PSA recording assignment. And that's where you're going to attach your work. Next up is your digital audio quiz. For your quiz, you have 10 multiple choice questions, and you will be given 35 minutes to complete those questions. Please make sure that you review the content and your previous assignments and discussions before you take the test to ensure that you do well on the test. To access your quiz, you're going to select modules within Canvas, locate the digital audio module, and then locate your digital audio quiz. If you have any questions about your quiz results at the end, please make sure you inbox me. Just keep in mind that we do go through all of the quizzes whenever you take them. Sometimes we know that, if you make a simple mistake like spelling or capitalization, that it marks it wrong. So we will go in and make those corrections for you if that happens. Okay, so your last assignment here is your reflections on audio project. Okay, so for this project, you will have to refer back to some assignments that you did not have to complete in this module. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be adding some of your work to your web page that you've been creating. Okay, so it tells you that if you haven't already done so, you want to make sure that you create a page titled audio on your website that you're building. And on that audio page, you're going to have 4 sections, okay? 4 sections on that page. You're going to have a section titled Audio Libraries, Free Web-Based Audio Tools, a Public Service Announcement, and then the final one is My Audio Reflection. And so I'm just going to run through each one of these so you guys can know what you need to include. And then at the bottom, it just tells you to make sure you submit your web page as well as the audio file, which I'll talk about here, your script. Okay. So under the audio library section, you want to make sure that you go back to the previous assignment, the audio library investigation assignment, and you want to select a sound clip from each of the websites in that particular assignment. You're going to have to go back to the content. So I need for you to find sound clips. So that means 4 sound clips you want to add to this particular section. Also, it tells you to make sure that you cite your source for each sound clip. All right, under the free web-based audio tools section, you want to include 4 short voice recordings or sound clips that you created using 4 of the web-based tools found in the audio software evaluation assignment. So again, this is another assignment that you did not have to do. So you're just going to kind of go back and make these voice recordings or grab these sound effects as quickly as you can because you don't already have them done. All right, it says make sure that you label each audio clip with the name of the tool that you use to create it. So that's very important. Number 3 here for a public service announcement. Now, this assignment you did complete, so you're just going to upload this assignment to your web page. The next one is my audio reflection, and for this one, you're going to have to write a one-page script that shares your reflection on creating audio. So, what did you think about the material that you learned? What are your thoughts about audio? Do you prefer to find your audio, um, or do you prefer to record your own audio? Which option would you take, or which option would take the most time, finding the audio or recording your audio? What are some advantages or disadvantages of creating your own audio? Also discuss which tools you think you would use the most in the future of all the tools that you've used for this module, and tell me why. So these are the things that you're going to write about in your script. Also, it says use one of the audio tools to create a voice recording to share your ideas. So not only are you going to write a script, but you're going to also use some type of audio tool to read your script, basically is what you're going to be doing. You're going to add the recording to this section of your webpage and also upload the script. Okay, so I know that may sound like a lot, but all you're doing essentially is reading your script using some type of audio recorder. So just make sure you upload all of this information to your Reflections on Audio page. Remember, this is a project, and projects weigh more, so you want to make sure that you do a good job. All right, so let's look at your checklist. I like to remind you guys at the end of each one of my videos about the course checklist. This is new to Georgia Virtual as of spring 2021. Um, if you click on Home and then select Class Resources, you can locate our class checklist. And what the checklist is just a list of assignments that are required for you to complete, and also a list of assignments that you can omit that you do not have to complete. You have the option to put the due date based on your PACE plan in the first column, and then when you complete the assignment and you want to put the date that you completed it, just kind of, to use this as a checklist to make sure that you get all of the assignments done and you receive full credit. As a reminder, make sure that you are reading the sidebar. In your sidebar of the content, you have handouts, you have resources, you have rubrics. Please make sure that you're clicking on everything. Okay, all of these resources are going to be helpful to you, and the handouts are as well. And then, of course, if you see a rubric, read through the rubric, because you want to make sure that you're meeting the requirements for that assignment. So this concludes the video tutorial for the digital audio module. If you guys have any further questions, please reach out to me and I will certainly do my best to help you. Thanks.